Lesson 49 is about dividing by a decimal number. And you can see our first problem, we have to divide, and we have 1 and 24 hundredths divided by 4 hundredths. Remember, a fraction bar can mean a fraction, and it can also mean to divide. So, we're going to have 1.24 as our dividend. It's in the box. And 0.04, it's our divisor. It's out of the box. Now what we have to do when we divide by a decimal number is we have to make the divisor a whole number. So if we make the divisor a whole number, that means we have to move the decimal spot over twice here. So we now have a whole number of 4. We're going to divide something by 4. Now when we're working with math problems, we've got to balance out things. So if we move our decimal over twice in our divisor, we also have to move our decimal over twice in our dividend to balance it out. So we have an equivalent division problem. So now the decimal point's after the 4, so we're going to get 124 as our dividend, and we're going to divide it by 4. Well, now we can go through that math. That one's pretty easy. 4 is going to go into 12 3 times. We get 12 with 0 left over. Bring our 4 straight down, and 4 is going to go into 4 one time. We get 4 with nothing left over. We've got our answer. Our answer is 31. And remember, the answer to a division problem is always called our quotient. Let's look at another example. Here we have to divide 1 and 44 hundredths divided by 6 tenths. So, we need to divide by a whole number. So we're going to move the decimal point over 1. So we're dividing by 6. So our new divisor is 6. We've got to figure out what our new dividend is going to be. We've got to balance it out. So we moved it over 1 in our divisor. We have to move it over 1 in our dividend. So our decimal point is now between our 4's. So we're going to get 14.4. Now we know that when we divide a decimal number by a whole number, we just bring the decimal point straight up. 6 goes into 14 2 times. We get 12 with 2 left over, and we bring down our 4. 6 is going to go into 24 4 times, because 6 times 4 is 24. We have nothing left over. We've got our answer. Our answer must be 2 and 4 tenths. The key here, when we divide by a decimal number, is to make the number you're dividing by a whole number, and then move the decimal point over in the dividend the same amount of places. Then you can go ahead and figure out exactly what your quotient will be. We'll practice this some more with our lesson practice on page 261. Make sure you've got your notes complete, and I'll see you during our next class.